So there are a very few number of people who do not get affected by music. Keeping that in mind, BracU Express brings you the brand new series, The Tunes of BracU. Today, I'm here, Faria Alam, with BracU Express, and we will delve a bit deeper into the interests, passions, and the life of a person beyond her music. We have with us Farhat Tarannum, and we will understand her a bit better apart from her music. So please stay tuned with us. So, hello Apu, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Okay, so I have seen your channel and you have some amazing songs there.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about how did you start singing or how has the journey been for you?
Well, I don't actually remember a time in my life that I wasn't singing. So it probably started when I was 3 or so. I was kind of guided into it. In my family, everyone is kind of related to some kind of creative fields like singing or recitation. Like my mother is a very good Rabindra Sangeet singer, and so is my sister. My father is an excellent reciter. My uncles are composers, novelists, writers. So I was kind of surrounded by it, and I didn't have to learn it. I was born into it, sort of. So I think that's how it started for me at a very young age.
Then it must be beautiful to be surrounded in a very creative space.
Yeah, it was. It was like in my family, every day was like a celebration. In my household, every day was like a celebration. We all sat together and sang, and we had fun. That was wonderful.
Okay, so how did the thought of posting your own songs on YouTube come to you?
It happened during the COVID period. See, before that, I never really posted or shared my singing videos with anyone ever. So during COVID, during lockdown, everyone was bored. Not everyone had much to do like me. So I was very bored out of my mind. I didn't know what to do. So I got a lot of free time, and I got time to focus on my singing and practicing and listening to different kind of music. So I remember one day I was talking to one of my friends about a song that was popular at the time, and she told me that I should make a cover of it and upload just for fun. So I was very skeptical about it at first, but then I did it anyway. And since it was the first ever video that I uploaded, so I was not expecting a huge response to it, but the response it got was very overwhelming for me. It was very surprising. I was not expecting that at all. And that's when I thought, why stop there? So that's how I continued.
I can relate to you in that because during COVID, I also started posting my own writings, and the response was amazing. Then I thought, why stop? So I can relate to you in that. It helps.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so mashallah, you have like over 37.5 thousand like subscribers. That's a huge amount. How does it make you feel? Is it overwhelming or does it feel good or?
I actually feel unexplainable levels of happiness for it, and it is overwhelming at times, but I'm very grateful to everyone who listens to me, and I actually don't know how to express myself on this, and I do get my push from it. That's exactly what keeps me going for more.
I have noticed a lot of people put in a lot of different requests under your song covers. How do you then determine which to choose and which song to not choose? Or is there a process to it, or do you?
Yes, none of those requests go unnoticed, honestly. But it's not possible for me to cover every single song that people request me to do. But it does help me deciding and picking out the songs that I should do next sometimes. And if I feel 100% confident about it, I try to make a cover of it. But apart from that, I don't actually have a fixed method of choosing what to sing next. It comes to me like sometimes I'm listening to a song, I feel a connection to it, and then I think, that I should try it with my guitar a little. And then if I like it and I think that I'm gonna be able to sing it sort of okay, then I film it. Or sometimes people, my family members or my cousins or my friends request me of a song, so I do that. And what happens the most to me is that when I rediscover a song, that happens to everyone. You're listening to an old song that you used to listen to a lot in the past, but sort of faded away, and you're rediscovering it, and it engages with your mind in a way that it hadn't before. That's also how I choose sometimes.
Okay, so you were talking about how your family is into classical Robindra Songit and everything. You have a lot of Robindra Songit and old classical music. Are you a fan of more classical music, or are you into the trendy songs everyone listens more?
You see, I don't limit myself. I listen to every kind of genre, maybe except for heavy metal. I try to listen to every kind of genre. I try listening to different artists and bands. But what happens to me is that I grew up in an environment where Robindra Songit and Robindranath, they were prioritized over anything else. So, whatever I sing, whatever I do, at the end of the day, I somehow come back to Robindranath, Robindra Songit. So I would say that's my comfort zone. That's where I feel most at home, And after Robindra Songit, I would say Bengali classics, the old Bengali movie songs.
And everyone else's songs.
Yes, those are my favorite because apart from Robindra Songit, that was like my second port to swim to. So classics are also my favorite, and I kind of feel comfortable singing those songs. You know how your voice gets adjusted to a certain kind of song, certain kind of genre. So I feel most at home with Robindra Songit and Bengali classics. And after that, I actually do try trendy songs as well. Maybe I don't share it with everyone, but I actually do. I enjoy making them.
So I think the most views and the most liked songs on your channel were mostly classics. And given in 2024, there are a lot of music for people to choose from. Do you think people are more into classics, like they never fade away from people's choices, and that's how they are more turned into the classics?
I would not discriminate any kind of genre here, but I personally feel like many may oppose to my views, but I personally feel like the classics or Robindra Songit, they have been there for decades, and people have been listening to it, rediscovering it. People have been making covers or trying to make it in a different version. So these kind of songs kind of resonate with your soul in a different way, and the depth of the lyrics are more, I believe. So every generation, every age group of people can relate to those songs more. See, a Robindra Songit was probably written like 100 years back, but we still listen to it because it kind of tickles with our brain like that. We cannot get it out of our minds, or they don't really fade away. But when you listen to a trendy song, maybe it's a hit, and for a timing, but it fades away. It sort of goes out of your mind, right? So I feel like the classics are more, they're more relatable to people. That's why people keep it in their hearts for a longer period of time.
Okay, so you have been in the cover music industry, if I may call it, for around or almost 2 years?
About 4 years, I guess.
4 years, okay. So what do you think of the cover music industry? Is it like a very welcoming space for up-and-coming musicians or for you all?
You see, there are a lot of cover artists nowadays in our country, and they're all so good, one better than the other. And you keep on discovering new talents, new artists every day. So it's hard to keep your mark there. But what you have to keep in mind is that you have to keep on doing what you were doing, what makes you special, and you have to maintain the X factor that people liked so much about you. So that's where it gets tough, because you cannot um, overrule others, but you have to maintain your quality to stay fresh in people's eyes. So I think that's a very tough thing to do. But cover industries are very welcoming, because people try to explore different genres and explore different kinds of music, or they try to listen to what the newcomers are doing, and that's a great thing. In our country especially, people are exploring the new paths and the youngsters. So I would say it is a welcoming field in our country.
What do you think is your X factor? Have you discovered it yet?
I don't know what my X factor is, but I feel like the fact that I mostly cover old songs, and some songs are like have faded away for they don't always stay afresh in front of people. So I try my best to bring that upon people, and I try my best to help people not forget those evergreen songs. So I think that could be a factor. I'm not sure, but that's for others to say.
So you doing old songs and you choosing a very homely setup to do it. Do you have a certain inspiration behind it, or was it just okay, I'm sitting, just let me make a song? Was it like that on a whim?
That's how it started during COVID. But in my opinion, music is all about comfort, and you don't have to feel the pressure to please others, or you don't have to feel the pressure to overrule someone else. So in my setup, with the minimal gear or minimal gadgets that you mentioned, that's how I feel more comfortable, and I have tried recording my songs in other ways. Like I have tried using interface, or maybe in a studio, but I feel like my voice is more complemented this way, because I've compared them all, and I feel like my voice is more, I would say, real through this, and not through an interface. So that's why I choose to do this. It's not like I'm not gonna try them, because I of course will, and I still do. And the minimal gears that you said, it's a homely environment. I feel like I'm very relaxed. I'm singing a song, and that people are listening to my song, and they're trying to relax. I think that's the sole reason behind it. There's nothing else.
Okay, so since you relate music and relaxation so much, which is your favorite cover of yourself?
Um, uh,
Something you would revisit and listen again, maybe?
I don't know if it's my favorite or not, but a couple of years back, I made a compilation of a few old Bengali songs, and I had a lot of fun compiling them and singing them and relating one to another, and peeking one in. So I really enjoyed that one. So I would say that one.
Okay, so any song you wish you would have done or you would like to do in the future you haven't yet?
Yeah, there are lots, especially Robindra Songit. There is, I still haven't covered my most favorite song yet, and that is Tumi Shondharo Meghmala. That's one of my most favorite Robindra Songits, and I still haven't covered it because I feel like I haven't perfected it yet. So I don't want to ruin it for myself or for others. So I wish to do that in the future. And there are a few more songs, not necessarily only Rabindra Songit, but classics or Hindi, maybe ghazals, stuff like that.
That's amazing. So from the other videos, there was one which stood out, which was A Letter to Baba. It is a very different piece. So could you share the story about that?
There's no special story behind it, but as I told you, one of my uncles is a composer. So he wrote a song, he wrote the lyrics, and he wanted me to sing it for Father's Day. And he lives abroad, so he came and he took me to the studio and asked me, he wanted me to sing it. And the message was that fathers are the silent heroes in our life. and they're not appreciated enough. So that was a special venture for Father's Day.
Are you really close to your father?
I'm the most close to my father, even more than my mother, I think. And that's why I related to the song the more.
That's amazing. It came out in your voice, I must say. It was a very pleasant listen. So, to wrap things up, is there any message or anything you would like to say to the up and coming musicians, maybe from the cover industry or in the real world music scene?
I am an up and coming musician myself.
Any obstacle you learned from, you want them not to face that maybe in the future?
I would suggest that they stick to whatever they love to sing. I mean, you sing whatever you want to sing, not what other people would want you to sing. Of course, you will take their requests into account, but you have to prioritize yourself here. You have to sing what you feel like singing and don't feel the pressure to mix in the crowd or get lost in the crowd. So your choice of music is what segregates you from other people. So I would say stay true to yourself, relax yourself first, then sing for other people.
Okay, so thank you a lot, Apu, for your time. It was really amazing talking to you.
It was nice. So it was really nice meeting you and talking to you. I really enjoyed.